South Korea awoke to a shockwave on December 3, 2024. President Yoon Suk-yeol, in a somber televised address, declared martial law across the nation. The move sent shockwaves through the country, plunging it into a state of uncertainty and fear. Yoon, facing mounting political pressure and a hostile parliament, justified his actions with accusations aimed at the opposition Democratic Party. He accused the Democrats of sympathizing with North Korea and engaging in anti-state activities. Yoon pointed to the opposition's attempts to impeach top prosecutors and their rejection of a critical government budget proposal as evidence of their alleged treachery. These actions, he claimed, threatened the very fabric of South Korean society and necessitated swift, decisive action. The declaration sent shockwaves through the nation. Citizens rushed to contact loved ones, fearing the worst. Memories of South Korea's authoritarian past, a time when martial law was synonymous with oppression and silence, resurfaced in the minds of many. The streets of Seoul, usually bustling with life, took on an eerie quietude as the weight of uncertainty settled upon the city. The South Korean won plummeted on international markets, reflecting the growing concern over the nation's stability. Neighboring countries watched with bated breath, fearing the potential for regional destabilization. The world held its breath, wondering what the future held for South Korea. Even as President Yoon's words reverberated across the nation, a different kind of drama was unfolding in the halls of South Korea's National Assembly. The parliament, controlled by the opposition Democratic Party, convened an emergency session within hours of the martial law declaration. Lawmakers, many visibly shaken by the president's actions, engaged in heated debates, their voices echoing through the chambers. The parliament's response was swift and unequivocal. In a resounding display of unity, lawmakers voted unanimously, 190-0, to block President Yoon's martial law decree. This historic rebuke sent a clear message. South Korea's commitment to democracy and the rule of law would not be compromised. The parliament's decision was met with jubilation by many in Seoul. Crowds gathered outside the National Assembly building, cheering and waving South Korean flags. The vote, they believed, represented a victory against authoritarianism and a reaffirmation of their democratic values. However, the situation remained tense. The military, initially deployed to enforce the martial law decree, began a slow and deliberate withdrawal from key government buildings and strategic locations. The eyes of the world remained fixed on South Korea, watching and waiting for the next chapter in this unfolding drama. The declaration of martial law, even if short-lived, evoked painful memories for many South Koreans. It harkened back to a darker period in the nation's history, a time when military dictatorships held sway, suppressing dissent with an iron fist. The most searing of these memories was the Gwangju Uprising of 1980. The Gwangju Uprising, brutally suppressed by the military government of Chun Doo-hwan, left an indelible scar on the nation's psyche. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of civilians were killed or disappeared during the protests. The event became a rallying cry for the pro-democracy movement, ultimately leading to the end of military rule in South Korea. President Yoon's actions, though not comparable in scale or brutality to the events of 1980, nonetheless tapped into this deep well of historical trauma. For many, it served as a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy and the ever-present threat of authoritarian backsliding.